And we are live, and I have 2-starred comments. I don't know why. Oh, they got auto-starred. Welcome to the new members on the Special Operations Equipment YouTube channel, which I have hijacked this evening on behalf of the Self Reliance Festival. I decided, since there were so many of you there, that we would just go ahead and start a minute early. You'll forgive me, guys, right? Anyway. So you may be wondering who this Kyle fella is. Kyle, who are you?
I am Kyle Peralt. I am a butcher up in Effingham, New Hampshire. It's somewhat northern New Hampshire. And we are going to SRF for the first time this year. And we are pretty excited about it.
Cool. So I asked Chuck to come on because this is our kickoff discussion for the October Self Reliance Festival. And he's never been to one. So throughout the conversation, I'm going to ask you, Kyle, just like some questions you wonder about the event. Before we go into that, though, I also want to talk to y'all in the live feed. So we have started booking speakers for the event. You may have noticed we booked Joel Salatin. Joel Riles is coming to talk about building a niche business. We've got a set of people coming, and I wondered what you all, or who you all, wanted to see at Self Reliance Festival this year. I have taken a lot of feedback from people, and our plan right now is to get a lot more live demos in addition to speaking from the stage. So anything from spinning to making cheese to our favorite blacksmithing to using a chainsaw to butchering a lamb to, whatever. Making rope would be really cool.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I mean, we had the BioShard demo last time, and that was really cool. I think Brian Norton's going to do, I don't know what he's going to do, but he told me he was going to do it. It sounded really cool. I think it was something greenhousey, but I can't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Seed saving exchange. Well,
there's so many options in this space.
Yeah.
We can do.
Yeah, and we can expand out and have more space for demos. And what we thought we'd do this time is sort of like say, okay, these demos are committed to do their demos at these times. And they might do them more than once on the weekend, right?
Right.
But then they can do them however they want. Like, they could also do additional demonstrations. The idea being that you can just wander around and see these. We'll have the presentations from the circus tent. And right now, I'm considering bringing a second tent in for simultaneous sessions. Don't know yet. I need to actually talk to John about some logistics on that. Like, we could put it in the parking lot, and I have some ideas about that. But I also want to make sure we still have the cohesion of the event. We've already had vendors like pouring in who are super excited to be there. Awesome. Yep. Yes, Jason, see if your wife will do soap and email me right now. We have not opened an application form. I think we're going to change the process a little bit this time, where they email us with your idea and then we have you fill out the form if we say yes, so that we don't have people filling out the form and then we say no and they wasted time like laboring over their description of their course. We're trying to streamline things, right?
Right.
So but I'm really wondering who people want me to invite to speak, if they want me to reach out to anybody, just those sorts of things. And so while you all in the live stream, okay, so in the live stream, if you're like, I really think you should reach out to person X, or I have this idea of a topic, put it in all caps like Letty did. Buy your tickets and sign up to be a vendor and presenter. selfreliancefestival.com. Thanks. It's early bird pricing right now.
Right.
But I saw her comment because it was all in caps. So put at least the first 3 words in all caps, so I know you're talking to me and not to each other. I'm glad I saw Jason's comment. I hope Jason is going to show us how to distill fuel again. We'll talk to him about that. And Jason, you and I need to talk about t-shirts next week, preferably early in the week if you have time, like Monday or Tuesday. Because we're going to do a new Self Reliance Festival t-shirt that says Find Your Tribe, but I need like a design and we need to get them printed. It's going to be awesome. Okay, Kyle.
Yes.
You've never been to Self Reliance Festival, right?
I have not.
What have you heard about it?
that it's just super cool. Just a bunch of like-minded people just hanging out and just seeing everything. Like everything in this umbrella, just all in one spot. And I'm insanely excited for it. And
Cool.
also, me and my wife have not taken a vacation since our first kid. So I'm like, we need to go do
You,
something.
well, you camping on site?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Canning, candle making, and welding. Yes. I might be able to get a welding demo in. Candle making, I know how to do. LW, do you know how to do any of those things? I think I'm gonna see if Grumpy Acres is coming in. They did a great canning demonstration, so I'll be there for fuel. And Bob wants to fund me building a still while I run mine. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
That's
Do we
really
need to put
awesome.
you in the same place, Jason, or we're gonna have to move you? Anyway, Jason, email me. Okay. So that's what you've heard. What's like the first question that you've wondered about this festival? Just as somebody who signed up and you've basically gotten no information except for Joel Salatin's going to be there.
Well, because I'm in with like Josh and Brian and all that and all their groups. So they were just kind of like, hey, we're doing this thing. And then honestly, the Joel Salatin thing was really what pushed me over of like, oh, we're going to this. Like for sure. And I really haven't had much questions. Like we've talked to Josh about just like where we're staying and doing stuff like that. And I don't know. We've never been to a festival like this, so it's all completely new. I really have no idea what we're walking into, and I love it. Like, we're just going to kind of see where it takes us.
Cool. So you don't wonder how the camping is or where you pee
Yeah.
or anything like that?
We were, me and my wife were talking about the camping. Like, so what is that like on site? Like, is it a separate part of the property or?
So we have tent camping on site, and we do this outside and inside of John Willis's sewing factory.
Oh, wow.
And so like Friday after their employees leave, they move all the sewing machines sort of towards the wall. You pee in the Blue Johnnies, and we put some vendor tables in there. There are vendor tents outside on the gravel parking lot.
Nice.
And there's a giant event tent on the gravel parking lot. And through a little gate is a beautiful grassy area, and then it sort of melds into trees. And it's forest, it's woods, it's rustic camping. And you choose your spot and you camp. And a lot of people hammock camp. A lot of people, we had a teepee there last time. What doesn't work there is any vehicle.
Got it.
So the parking is just outside the entrance of the compound until that parking area is full. And then we have another place where people can park. Some people with campers have been camping in the parking area. We're actually tossing around the idea, a 3-minute walk from the camp from SOE. I'll actually go walk it and time it and see if it's 5 minutes, but it's not a terrible walk. Is an old hotel that got taken out.
That's cool.
And it's just up a hill, flat parking area, abandoned. So we're kind of thinking of anarchy, suggesting that people in campers go put their campers up there and then walk in or establish a shuttle with themselves, right? Just sort of, I'm just throwing it out there. If only I knew somebody who knew how to organize something like that, Lots Project. That would be really cool. Otherwise, what people did in RVs last time is they went to a nearby campground and where there are hookups and all that sort of stuff. Or there was a contingency of people who were at the Big Daddy's parking lot in campers. I will probably ask people if they have a camper or not that they plan to bring, that they're planning to park in a parking lot, just so we know who is this time. And if there's a way we can help that situation out, it'd be great, because we can't have campers on site at the festival based on how the facility is. And when you get there, you see why. It's just, like the first couple ones, we had people ignoring us and putting their vehicles in that camp area. And the issue is that at any time, that amount of weight on the ground there could cause the ground that's surrounding the brand new pond that was put in, that's like 65 feet deep, to collapse, and it will just swallow your vehicle. And if you're in your vehicle, that's going to really suck. And if you're out of your vehicle,
Oh
it's
my
also
God.
going to suck. It's just going to suck less because you won't
Right.
die. And so, we we have started just putting cement barriers in front so people can't like try to sneak in.
No,
Anyway,
that makes sense.
yeah. It was a meth den, but it's not anymore. It's just an empty parking lot. So that's what the camping's like. There are porta-johns, which are just, the normal thing we all hate, but it's better than pooping on, out in public. And then there are 2 shower stalls with, those propane on demand outdoor showers. Those are there, hooked up to a hose spigot. Water's available through hose spigots there.
Nice.
And last time we had a water vendor selling filtered water too. So it just, we do our best to hang out. Tennessee's a rainforest. Good way to get stuck too. Yeah, it is. If it's wet in there. Especially small engine mechanics or troubleshooting might be helpful. Maybe figure out how to run them on water. I think that last part was a joke. That reminds me of hours of discussing how you can run cars on water. Lamar, do you know how to do that? Or are you looking for me to suggest somebody? I know somebody who can do that. We did that at the first Self Reliance Festival, and he lives 45 minutes away. But Lamar, if you know how to do it and you're interested in doing that demo, you should email me, Nicole@livingfreeintennessee.com. Or go to selfreliancefestival.com, click on contact, and those emails go to me. Okay, so we've answered your camping question. What's your other questions?
Food and stuff like that. Are we bringing everything in, packing it in like rough camping, or are there people there that are cooking and doing stuff too? So like during the day, like you can grab something or do something as like a demonstration.
So food, last time we had a food truck coming up and he did not show up. And so what we did was we went to Walmart and bought a bunch of burgers and hot dogs, and my chef friend and some other people worked on serving those as plates, and Grumpy Acres got involved and let us use their giant grill, which was awesome.
Nice.
So we managed to make it happen. And this time, as a result of that, and this phone call has not happened yet. So we're at the very, we're organizing all of these details. We need to have a call with Grumpy Acres. Because I know Angela, she was selling freeze-dried meals. People were buying them, and she was showing them how to rehydrate it, heating them up, and handing them to them to eat.
That's pretty cool.
So she sold a bunch of stuff, and she's like, well, maybe I should just do food next time. And I was like, people would love that. Right. And we know you'll come when you say you're going to come. So there was that. My chef friend showed up and said, I'm tired of this sort of thing happening at this event. How can I help with the darn food? And there was a third person interested in just brainstorming on the food. So I want those 3 people on a call because they were there and they stepped up. A few other people have reached out to us about food. So that is an area where there shall not be failure this time.
Perfect.
And I think, and Rosie will be there selling keto snacks and non-keto snacks. So there'll be sweets are covered. Jason said we sold freeze-dried meals for the same thing. Yeah. It was like, sell the freeze-dried meals, eat the freeze-dried meals. So you can get food there. And then at the entrance is a gas station called Big Daddy's. Yep. And he used to run a restaurant. So the food there is good. So I actually had him do the catering for the events before, because I could send people down to the gas station. It seats about 50 people. And he just had barbecue sandwiches ready to go for everybody. So it was fast in and out. And that worked great. We're going to work with him again in the same way for sure. And then I always tell people from the podium, go buy stuff at Big Daddy's, because he's letting us use his parking lot.
Right.
To park all these people. So this is one of our sponsors, Evan Dixon from Radio Made Easy. He'll have Wi-Fi available for attendees at the communications trailer. Yeah, so there will be Wi-Fi for purchase there this time. So we will also have internet, which is going to make vendors a lot happier so they can run credit card transactions.
Right. That'd be awesome.
We're stepping it up, guys. We're stepping it up.
I'm excited. I know me and Josh had talked about doing like trying to do a demonstration or something together, like a butchering demonstration and like cooking a bunch of stuff, but he's still trying to figure out how he's getting there. So we're not there yet, but
yeah. DFW Michael is in the room. This guy can do some good stuff with food, by the way. You don't know who he is, but I know who he is. Best gas station sushi ever. Yeah, they do sushi at Big Daddy's. Like, you don't expect a gas station in the middle of Tennessee, which is landlocked, in case you hadn't noticed, to have great sushi. But I haven't had it. Apparently, it's great. Chuck Peoples is going to be there doing medical demonstrations.
Oh, that's cool.
He's our medical guy. He's just like our dedicated medical guy at this point.
Perfect.
So, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's food. What's your next question?
Just what's the feel like? What's kind of the camaraderie of it? Like, again, I'm new to this, all of it. So I'm trying to, I don't understand what I'm walking into, but I'm really excited and just, is everyone happy? Just super happy to be there? Like, because I know I am.
Yeah. Well, a great person to answer that would be Brian Norton. Brian, what do you think the feel and the vibe is like at Self Reliance Festival? What's your impression of what that is? What are the people happy to be there? Like, what's your impression of that?
Interesting. I was camping with the folks out back.
Yeah.
So there kind of was this sub community of like people that hung out around the fire pit.
Preppers After Dark. That's what we're calling it. We're stealing that from our friends in the Midwest. Preparedness Project.
You know what? It's big enough where there's subgroups that form up by interest or something like that, right? But it's big enough where like when like the big speaker comes, right? Like there's your giant circus tent, so like everybody comes, it's like waves, just like everything comes together, goes apart, comes together, goes apart.
I just understand, Brian, you're bringing some lighting equipment for the music.
Yes. I'm redesigning my, of course, the circus comes to town as soon as I go to the front yard. Sorry. I'll go where they're not. I went where they were. They all follow me. Oh, that's funny. Yes. So, yeah. We are changing where our stage setup is at our place. So I'm getting some new lighting rigs. Yeah. But anyway.
He fell off the Wi-Fi.
Sure. Am I still here?
Okay, you're back now.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. I got too far away. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm bringing new. I'm bringing lighting for sure. Yep. I'm expanding my kit as I go, and definitely trying to. I'm going to drag it out. I want a good drum circle. How'd it go this spring with that improv?
We had a fun jam session. I've got one group booked and I have somebody else to talk to. So I think we're going to do a combination of performance and jam session this time. If I could find a comedian, and I'm saying this out loud, if anybody knows a comedian we should get, it'd be kind of fun to have a little comedian set up there, I think. This is the after hours on Saturday. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite shows is those improv comedy sketches, like Comedy Underground, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Got to have a couple of teams, just replay that one show where the teams go, right, have to do the same improv words or whatever, and then make a 30-second skit or a minute on the fly. Oh, yeah, stuff you can get pit sides against in the crowd, right? That'll get everybody rolling like a hockey fight.
Yep.
But what was the best about SRF is like it didn't seem like there was a lot of super not stoked people to be there.
Yeah, the one you missed, this last one, I didn't even see one.
That's
right.
awesome.
Right. Yeah,
it was we had really crazy weather, and the circus tent had to be re-erected. as a result. And in order to get this done, I sent a message out on the Telegram group for Self Reliance Festival. I'm like, so anybody who wants to help, like, come meet me here now, you know?
Right.
And they got it back up safely.
Perfect.
And because like waiting for that to happen for 3 hours was not possible. We started 15 or half an hour late only, which was a miracle because we had to put all the AV up. Like we had to do all of the setup the morning of, and I was really glad I hadn't rented a television that was under there, you know, because that would have been catastrophic for the television. And I think as a result of that, like team activity, there was just a lot more connection this last time. So a lot of people like connected with a lot of, it was really cool.
No, yeah, like helping dig that shower trench so that there could be hot showers at SRF. It was fun. It was like, hey, forever now I'm gonna point at that shower. Like I did that. That's why you show up early, because you know you need help, right? And yeah. So I say show up and just go to Nicole and say, like, what do you need?
Yeah, and that was really funny.
And
Jason's like, you were a little stressed for sure. I snapped at one person at this event. That's who I snapped at. I was like, ah! Head exploded. Oh wait, I can't do that.
Yeah. It's, you know, shit's got to get done at the last minute. So just pitch in, and then stuff can just go on cruise control quicker.
I was just glad that I hadn't left my whole PA system under there.
Yeah,
that would
just my speakers, which were rescued by Nighthawk before it really got wet.
That's what we like. I set up a pretty good awning system last time, but I use like climbing ropes and pine trees and stuff.
Yeah,
super. But it's always the what do you leave out? Like laptops all gotta go away.
Yeah,
but then, you know, speakers are heavy.
Well, setting up those events, it's always something. Like
tarping stuff up, right, and knowing your weather good enough to know what you really got to prepare for.
We did a charity event for my wife's family. Like I think we did it 10 years, and then I think I helped manage it like 7. And it's like it's always something, no matter what. But the next year, you planned for that something that happened last year.
Yeah, so you get something else.
Always something.
Okay, guys, I gotta show you something. Check this out. Here we go. Share screen. So this is on Homestead Living, which is a new magazine that launched this year. Joel Salatin writes for them, incidentally. Top homesteading conferences in 2023. Top 9 conferences. Modern Homesteading Conference. Homestead Festival. Wait for it. Self Reliance Festival.
Nice.
Dun, dun. Hey, that's sweet.
Isn't that awesome?
Nice.
That's super cool.
Yeah. People need to network. It's a great. That's the best thing there. You can learn as much or as little as you want.
Yeah. No, exactly. My wife's already informed me I'm going to. There's like a help your back and lift, like how to lift thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm going, I guess.
Oh yeah, those power. Oh yeah. The who was there? Yeah. Anyway,
SHGF Fitness was there.
That's right.
I don't know if that's one he did last time or who did that. Somebody talked about that.
You collect cards, right, and shoot pictures of them and all. And then when somebody says something later and they need a thing, you're like, oh, I know these people. Here you go. Boom.
Yeah. Exactly. That always happens. I think we're gonna have a connection bulletin board too for people to. Basically, what we ran into last time was like not like singles who need to meet each other, although there might be a singles meetup at this one at one point. But people in Kansas looking for other people in Kansas, people in Louisiana looking for other people in Louisiana. They come to Self Reliance Festival, have never met each other. And so we always do this thing where like, raise your hand. Okay, go meet each other. Okay, raise your hand. Go meet each other.
Yeah.
And I think we might also support that with a bulletin board because, you know, there was somebody there who's like, I can offer farm help if you'll let me park my RV on your farm, for example.
Right.
And people were stoked about it. I mean, homesteaders like, yeah, come on. We got work. So
okay. Squatch Fest this one year, we had a 4x8 sheet of plywood, or it was the back of pallets, and we had one set painted up and it said needs. So you got like a 5x7 index card and wrote whatever. And then the other one was like halves. So it was like in one section on the house was like can teach or willing to teach.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was so
that's
easy
super
for
cool.
people to just I want to learn this. Oh, look, there's 4 guys. Oh, and these are the 2 closest to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the extra, I mean, shit laying around my yard that I needed to get rid of. Like, have extra, lots of, come get,
Right.
please,
Yeah.
before she kills me.
Exactly.
And save somebody going to the store and paying $12 a stick for PVC.
Yeah. K-Bonk says community corkboard map, pin your location. And I'm looking to get a more robust at sort of at the entrance, a flea market going.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So like people have all, because we all have this and that's we want to get rid of.
Right.
And we've done a flea market the last couple of times. The most successful one was when Brian was there. Last time it was a little bit less successful. And
Do I gotta do the bath?
And he thought he muted himself, but he muted his video. And we talked about it and we're like, why don't we just have people set up as you're walking in? Because then that's just sort of stuff you can see. I'm going to unmute you. You muted your video, not your audio, Brian. So
No,
I
I know
you.
we got an Airbnb guest that's going to be here in like 20 minutes, so I got to go run and get a room ready.
Cool.
I'll pop back in when things.
Yeah, we'll be wrapping up in about 5 minutes, so don't worry about it.
Thank you. Go to SRF, buy tickets. Yeah. I think there's even a link on my page for link to your site. But yeah, buy them from anywhere. Just go buy them.
Yeah.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Ginger says, is that on the website? So the Self Reliance Festival website it's not on the website. It's about to be on the website though. So we're starting to add things one at a time. And that one, I'm not sure when we'll implement that, probably a little closer to it. Here's why. I want to talk to the guys at the Midwest Preparedness Project about their barter town that they do too. So they do this thing where in the evening on one of the days, it's barter town. You can only barter. And they call it barter town, and people come and they sort of exchange those whatever goods or services or whatever they want to barter. And it might be kind of fun to steal that idea from them and do it that way.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
The purpose of the flea market was for people who have, 20 candles they want to sell, and a $400 booth is not going to pay for itself with 20 candles.
No.
And so it was like, well, you can like put a blanket out for $10 in this one area. The money goes to the person who was organizing it. And then, there's sort of like, I call it like just sort of the entry level vendor concept was my idea with that. But I think one of the big things about Self Reliance Festival, Kyle, is that we're hoping people start their side hustles who've been putting off starting their side hustle. So we want to empower that.
Right. Show people that they can do it.
Yeah.
Because that was the scariest thing when I did it a year ago now is just do it. And then figure it out from there. Kinda. So tell us about that. Tell us that. You can't like allude to that story and not actually tell that story. Oh, so
a year ago you did what?
A year ago I left my job, my full-time job at a USDA facility, and went full-time on the farm and at our own custom exempt slaughter facility on our property. And I've been working for myself for about a year. Mm-hmm. Just kind of chugging along, raising pigs and some cows and just running everything I can through that shop.
How's it going? Is it scary still?
Less scary, much less scary. Yeah, I'm starting to get into the point where I'm like, okay, the shop is good. The farm, we're getting there. And then on top of it, I was like, hey, you know what would be a great calming idea? Starting a YouTube channel and doing all of everything that goes along with that. And I'm like, yeah, all right, we're getting there. It's all crazy, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was keeping you from starting originally?
I honestly thought it was going to be way harder than it is to start a YouTube channel and do it all. And now I'm like, oh, this was way easier, and I'm really glad I did this. Like, I'm enjoying it a lot. I do more of the processing videos. Like, I've
Yeah.
put up a couple slaughter videos and just like animal breakdowns. A lot of it's time lapse at the moment, just trying to figure out editing, and it takes a while to cut up a cow, so it's just easier to time lapse a lot of it. But my plan is to go in and do like just one primal and break down one whole primal off an animal and take the time to like show everyone what everything is and like little tips and tricks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we also do the podcast, and that one is we're getting there. We're getting there. We're chugging along with it. It's called Meet the Critters, and
Mm-hmm.
it's every week I break down a different breed of livestock and just the history on it, stuff like that, and then just a little bit about what's going on here at the property. If people don't watch the YouTube channel.
Thanks for the super sticker, K-Bonk. Thank you. Well, guys, this is our kickoff live stream for Self Reliance Festival. Right now, we're going to be doing every other Thursday night at 7, something about Self Reliance Festival. The purpose of these live streams is to help you understand what's happening at the festival. Self Reliance Festival has always been a community-run event. It started with a question to the community: what can you demo or present on at this thing? And people showed up out of our existing networks, and it was great. And so we've always had a combination of speakers coming in, people from the community showing each other best practices, how you can do real skills to increase your resilience in your life. And that resilience focus is really important. And I think it's not only helpful to know how to do something like maintain a chainsaw, Chris Watkins, or use it without cutting your head off if you're cutting a tree down, right? But it's also, even if you never, let's say you learn how to cut down a tree and you cut down some trees in your class. If you never cut down another tree,
you know how.
You know how, and you've learned a skill that applies elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because you've learned how to not like fell a tree on the wrong thing. You've learned how that physics works, all of it. And I think that's why it's important to build these skills, because you don't know what that's going to apply to, even if you don't do that thing somewhere else in your life. And that flexibility is what's so important. Jason says, I've been to every one, and they've gotten better every time. This time we're putting it over the top, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an old meat cutter tell me one time, the more you know, the more you're worth. And I've held that strong my entire career. And I'm like, oh, all right, that makes sense now.
So we'll be doing these live streams every other week. And then as the event gets closer, we'll go weekly. I started tonight just by soliciting what sorts of things those who attend the Self Reliance Festival want to see. I have candle making, canning, welding. We now have Jason committed to building a still. You guys heard it here first. And distilling for fuel. What else was asked for? Scrolling up in the comments, guys. Sorry. Somebody said something not in all caps, but I don't know what it is. I don't want to lose it, so I am gonna like be ridiculous and scroll while we do this. Skinning and tanning hides. I didn't say that. Would skinning and tanning hides be of interest? Yes. We've never had tanning of hides. I think that would be badass.
Yeah. I bought all the stuff to do it, and then I just haven't had time to get to it.
Apparently Spags is going to host a wet bar. Spags is from the Midwest Preparedness Project. And their event is right before ours. So we're talking kind of about a great North American preparedness tour sort of idea, where you can go to one and then the next one and then the one after.
Right.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be super fun.
So, oh yes, soap making. I have soap next to your name. Okay, it is there. Great. So that's the purpose of these. So we're going to review because I went off on a typical Nicole tangent every other week for a while. So not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. It's possible somebody else will be running the live stream if I'm speaking at an event because I have a pretty busy speaking schedule for the rest of the year. But there are lots of event coordinators working on this and people helping us put this together. And we're here to solicit feedback and questions. If there are things that aren't quite clear to you about the event, this is a good time to ask it. And I will probably start bringing some speakers on and some sponsors on so you can meet different folks as they're coming. Dutch oven campfire cooking. I love it. Dutch oven.
That's a good one.
Campfire cooking. EMP Shield sponsored a wet bar. Yeah, or needs to sponsor a wet bar. They're going to be like, Nicole, what happened? We are talking about having a beer garden, seriously.
Nice.
Right now. So, and I've wanted it for a while. In order for the beer garden to happen, I need a beer garden czar. Somebody who wants to make that happen. Are you doing cheese or was that somewhere else? I did cheese at my workshop, Gingerbread Farms. If this event goes as smoothly as the last one did from an event coordination standpoint, I will probably do a demo or two here or there, and I might do cheese and I might do sauerkraut and I might do both.
Nice.
I might sing again this time. There's a lot of mites going on. So if I don't do cheese, somebody else might do cheese. Like if somebody comes to me and says, I want to do a cheese making demo, I'm going to be like, you do cheese.
Perfect.
But I can do cheese. So I bet Grumpy Acres could do cheese. So we'll see. Chris is apparently ready to make biscuits. So
perfect. Chris, I can't wait.
Awesome. Yeah, we're all ready. B&B garden. Mark. He's always bringing the B&B. All right. So guys, that's our first kickoff inaugural Self Reliance Festival Fall 2023 live stream. Get your tickets now. Early bird pricing is up. selfreliancefestival.com. It starts with a 2-day radio made easy Zero to Hero ham radio class. If you want to take that, that's an add-on. We might have Refuge Medical here that Friday. We might have them the Monday. We might not have them, but we're trying to have them and they're trying to be here. So we'll keep you updated on that. If we get Refuge, it will be Responder 1 in the morning, Responder 2 in the afternoon. So the people who took Responder 1 last time can take Responder 2. And then Monday, after the festival is over, there's an add-on class for processing poultry. Nice. Kicks off with a demo from Joel Salatin.
That's pretty awesome.
And I have just heard from Featherman that they're going to help us with some equipment that we can use at the processing class. And we're very, very thankful for that. So that's exciting. And I believe they will be a vendor at the event as well. So if you've been looking for Featherman equipment and wanted to avoid shipping, and it's for really sale at their booth.
Perfect.
I mean, it's the perfect opportunity.
Exactly.
So anyway, grab your tickets, guys. The way you can help us right now with Self Reliance Festival is start helping us get the word out to different people that it's coming, what the dates are, and, time to get tickets, time to get your vendor booths. I think they're going to sell out faster this time. So just throwing that out there. Kyle, thanks for being on today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.